After a day of kayaking, May Holland is driving home when her car breaks down, and she is forced to pull over to the side of the road. She contacts Mercer, who arrives to take a look at the vehicle. The two have some history, and after Mercer is finished looking at the car, May tells him that they should get together sometime and that she'll text him. Mercer says they could talk now as both are present. May smiles at his response but heads home. May's parents, Vinnie Holland and Bonnie Holland, think she and Mercer would make a great pair, but May is not interested. Vinnie has multiple sclerosis, a rare brain disease, and they are worried that the insurance is not covering all the bills. The next day, while being stuck at a dead-end job, May gets a call from her friend Annie Allerton, who works at a tech company called The Circle. Annie informs her that she got her an interview, and May gets excited. However, Annie warns she has to ace the interview if she wants to secure the job. The following day, May gets interviewed at The Circle. She secures a job in customer support, an entry-level position. May then meets Annie, who shows her around the campus. Annie is one of the company's most influential people and constantly travels because of her responsibilities. She is remarkably happy and enthusiastic considering how stressful her job is. May realizes things are different in The Circle, because whenever she assists the customers with The Circle's products and services, she is rated out by a score of 100 by them. This drives May to work relentlessly to keep her score high. At a company-wide meeting, CEO Eamon Bailey introduces a new initiative called Sea Change, which involves small cameras that can be placed anywhere and have real-time analytic processing with air quality, traffic volume, weather conditions, and facial recognition. Those cameras come in different colors, allowing them to be camouflaged and providing real-time video feeds so that they can see and hear everything and make lives more transparent. During a company-wide party on campus, Annie sneaks May away from the party, takes her to an office, and tells her it is where Eamon and Chief Operating Officer Tom make important decisions for the company. Annie then gets a work call, and she tells May that she should leave and enjoy the party. After leaving the office, May sees a man named Ty Lafitte glued to his phone. May approaches and begins a conversation. He takes a concealed liquor bottle from a bush and offers May a drink. He asks whether she is a guppy, a word used at The Circle to describe new workers, and she confirms. They briefly talk before he gets an alert on his phone, informs May that he must leave, and hands her the liquor bottle. May returns home that weekend and enjoys a barbecue with her family and a few other people. Her mom is so proud that May is working at a big company. Mercer shows up at the party, and since her parents like him, her father sends her in to grab him a beer to have an interaction between them. May tells him The Circle is a great place and he should visit once, but he thinks The Circle's initiatives ruin many scenics and privacy and brings up the senator who is trying to break them, citing antitrust laws. May gets upset and returns to her parents. They talk about Mercer's business of making deer antlers into chandeliers. On Monday, 2 employees approached May and inquired about her Circle page and why she hadn't updated it. They also observed she had been gone from campus all weekend and asked why she had not returned for all the events. While they are cautious not to make anything appear mandatory, it is evident that they are attempting to persuade May to open up more on her Circle profile and become more active with the organization. These workers learn about her father's medical condition and that May loves kayaking. May appears more driven to advance in The Circle by taking full advantage of its social networking options to raise her rank in the Circle profile. May gets a call from her mother, who is missing May as she hasn't been home for a long time. May notices a chandelier that Mercer made using deer antlers, and she takes a picture of it and posts it on The Circle's profile. Annie brings May to Dr. Jessica, who does her medical intake and stores her daily data on the company's cloud, accessible via the employees' tablets. The doctor agrees to enroll May's parents in their health plan, and May is overjoyed since it allows saving her father. At a presentation at The Circle, Tom speaks about how transparency brings accountability. He then introduces a political candidate who is making all of her communications transparent. Everyone in the crowd applauds while Ty watches this from the back, and leaves once the candidate is done talking. At another late-night party at The Circle, May notices Ty engrossed in his phone. She approaches him and starts talking again. They both think that the presentation went too far. May then asks where will all the data go, so he takes her to a restricted location where she should not be and instructs her not to tell anyone that he took her there. He takes her to an abandoned underground region and informs her that it is The Circle's future. He claims the idea is to maintain all information on everyone involved in this region, not just the political candidate who promised to be completely open. Ty expresses he is unhappy with The Circle's new course. At this point, May realizes she has been talking with Ty Lafitte the entire time. She is embarrassed and shocked by him because he founded True You, a popular Circle product. He then informs her that real you has evolved into something he did not expect and has decided to stay off the grid. He says he could have held significant power inside the firm like Eamon and Tom, but chose to remain in the background. One day, Mercer comes to the office to confront May, as her post grabs significant negative attention towards Mercer. May is unaware of it and apologizes as Mercer mentions he is getting a lot of death threats from people accusing him of killing deers. The people around start recording and calling him names. Seeing this, May requests him to go somewhere else to talk, but Mercer reminds her how they used to have fun and wonders why she ended up there. After that horrible encounter, May goes to the kayak store late at night and sneaks in over a locked fence. She gets on her kayak and paddles out into the bay. The sea begins to get rough, and the fog begins to fall. May begins to hear the foghorn of an incoming ship but cannot tell where it is due to the fog and lack of light. The waves ultimately tip May's kayak over, and as she struggles to stay afloat, the Coast Guard comes to her aid. The Coast Guard informs they were alerted after she was caught in the sea change cameras. She's at Eamon and Tom's office the next day, recounting what happened. According to Eamon, sea change cameras captured her breaking into the kayak premises and detected her in the water. She was saved in her time of need because of the cameras. He then asks her if she has anything to confess, and she informs them that she has been in their office before. Eamon then asks how it feels to tell the truth, to which she responds that she feels relieved. Eamon and Tom then hint at a plan they have for her. Eamon presents May on stage at the next company-wide meeting, and they discuss how she was rescued. She explains why openness is beneficial and declares she will be the first circler to become entirely transparent. This entails wearing a tiny camera on her shirt while awake and showcasing her whole existence to the public. Annie in the crowd is visibly exhausted, and she frowns at May and mutters to herself that she's a natural. May has become a star at the circle due to her complete transparency, but things turn ugly when she checks through her parents' sea change cameras and accidentally discovers them having sex. She hurriedly looks away from the camera, but the harm has already been done. Everyone who has been following May's transparency has seen the duo. Her parents leave the grid and break away from May. Annie appears to resent May's invitation to a high-level meeting because someone in her position at the firm isn't generally invited. Eamon discusses support from all 50 states for allowing individuals to vote using Circle accounts at the meeting. May then suggests taking Circle one step further. As 83% of American voters are registered to the Circle, they make it 100% by making it mandatory for everyone to vote through Circle. May proposes to make Circle a unified system where people can pay taxes, give their vote, and pay their parking tickets, all through the Circle account. So they can save hours of inconvenience to the people, and the government can save billions. Eamon and Tom clearly like the concept, but it frustrates Annie. Annie expresses her dissatisfaction and storms out of the board meeting. May finally talks to her parents. They express their love for her, but they think being transparent is too much for them. May conducts the next company-wide meeting and speaks about the benefits of openness. She goes on to say that she believes the Circle can locate anybody on the earth in less than 20 minutes. She then instructs the computer to randomly choose a fugitive for circlers to apprehend. The computer chooses a mother who was convicted of murdering her 3 children and was in jail when she escaped by seducing a guard. Within 10 minutes, circlers worldwide utilized phones, sea change cameras, and face recognition software to track down the woman and arrest her. May goes on to say that this tool can be used to track down anybody, not just criminals. As she asks the crowd who they should look for next, someone screams out Mercer's name. She claims she would rather leave him alone, but the audience kept demanding. May tries to discourage the audience, but Tom convinces her that they must locate Mercer, and she ultimately caves and asks if they can break their previous record of 10 minutes. Mercer is finally found, and several people surround his cabin, and they begin harassing him and questioning him about why he kills animals. Mercer rushes to his truck, hoping to escape the people following him. May and the other circlers are watching Mercer being pursued via real-time cameras. A drone startles him while he is speeding, and he tries to dodge it and crashes his vehicle off a bridge, killing him instantly. May returns to live with her parents and is grieving over Mercer's death. She ultimately calls Annie, who has left the Circle and is no longer in the country. Annie appears to be doing much better. During the phone call, May informs Annie that connecting with others has helped her cope with Mercer's passing. Despite her parents' concerns, May chooses to rejoin the Circle. While driving, she calls Ty and requests a favor. At the office, Eamon and Tom offer her a better position, which she accepts and requests them to establish a fund for Mercer's family. Later, she visits Ty, who tells her she would not believe what he has found. During the following company-wide meeting, May discusses how connection has helped her heal. May then discusses transparency and asks Eamon and Tom to be completely transparent. While she speaks, she informs them that Ty has discovered all of their data and secret accounts will be made public. Eamon and Tom are visibly distressed but put on brave faces. Tom looks to Eamon and says, "We're so screwed," before storming off stage. May goes on to say that openness is vital. She believes in transparency and feels no one should be excused from keeping their secrets hidden. May departs the meeting, much to the delight of the crowd. The film concludes with May kayaking again, this time surrounded by drones. She has embraced openness. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.